Yo, what's going on, boys? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to another new video. And Solstice started today. It is finally back, and with it, it brought new weapons, some updated weapons, and today we're gonna be starting off with a brand new weapon this year, the brand new SMG, the Yeartide Apex. And this SMG is gonna have some pretty cool perk combinations, including one perk that we have never seen before outside of raids. So in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at all the perks, what are some of the best ones, and the god rolls that you should be going for with this weapon, as well as having a mini review at the end where we just talk about the things that I like or I dislike about the weapon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you do, remember to like and subscribe to the channel in case you guys aren't already for some more videos. Now this SMG is a lightweight frame, so it's 900 RPM SMG. These are pretty good in PvE, and it comes with two different origin traits, Ted's Balance Stock and Dream Work. Now Dream Work is the one from the Solstice weapons. You will only find this one in the Solstice weapons. Once per reload, assists or final blows partially refill the weapon from reserves and increases reload speed for a short period of time. This one's gonna be pretty good. You can essentially shoot the weapon for longer without having to reload. And then you also have the option of Ted's Balance Stock. Whenever you damage enemies while firing from the hip, it increases your handling, reload speed, and movement speed while aiming down the sights. If you're gonna be taking this weapon into the Crucible, which we do have a couple Crucible specific perks, I think Ted's Balance Stock is gonna be the best one. So both of the origin traits on this are actually pretty good. But now let's move on and let's talk about the main thing about this weapon, or I guess any weapon. Let's take a look at the trait perks. Now we're gonna have a quick overview of the perks, and then afterwards we'll get a little more in depth into some of the best ones, because I know that's what you guys are looking for. And after the perks, we'll talk about some god roll suggestions, so if that's what you guys are looking for, that'll be after the perks. So let's get into it, and let's start with the very first trait perk. Now these are the options we have for the very first trait perk. We have Transcendent Moment, Recycle Energy, Heal Clip, Feeding Frenzy, Lone Wolf, Attrition Orbs, and lastly, Demolitionist. And I think this time we're actually going to talk about PvE first, and just take a look at the PvE options. And the main three that I would recommend that you go for are going to be Demolitionist, Attrition Orbs, or Heal Clip. And let's start with the most popular one, because it always rises to the top no matter what it is on any solo weapon, Heal Clip. Whenever you get some final blows and reload the weapon, it will cure you and nearby allies. This gives you tons of survivability, and no matter what activity you're doing, just having more survivability and constant healing every time they reload is pretty huge. And this weapon is gonna be another one where Heal Clip is fantastic, and yes, you will be able to do the Heal Clip incandescent roll on this weapon as well. So just letting you know already. Next, we're gonna have Attrition Orbs. Whenever we deal sustained damage, we're gonna create Orbs of Power. This gives another way of creating orbs, and so if you have a lot of things in your kit that rely on orbs, so this is gonna be a very solid perk that's always working in the background, especially against some of those bigger enemies. You're gonna be constantly making some Orbs of Power. I would say this one's pretty decent, maybe not the best type of weapon with Attrition Orbs, but it's definitely gonna be pretty good. And the final perk that I think that you should go for on this weapon, at least when it comes to PvE, is gonna be Demolitionist. Kills with this weapon generate grenade energy, and whenever you will activate your grenade, it will also reload this weapon. And this is gonna be huge whether you're on a grenade build or not. Just being able to use your grenade a lot more often in PvE is gonna be fantastic. It's just a really good perk for improving the ability uptime, so you can just keep throwing them out there, because it's never a bad thing when you have your grenade more often. So these are gonna be the choices that I recommend that you go for when it comes to PvE. And now for the Crucible, I would recommend that you go with either Heal Clip again. That could also be pretty good in Crucible, just being able to heal after you get a kill. Or the most popular one, and the one that most people are probably gonna go for, Lone Wolf. Now Lone Wolf is gonna improve our aim assist, aim down sight speed, and give us some extra airborne effectiveness. Essentially just all the things that you want in an SMG. So this is gonna be like the go-to and best perk that you can actually put on this weapon if you're taking it into the Crucible. The extra aim assist is definitely gonna help, and just constantly landing those shots so you can reach that optimal DTK. This one doesn't have that many Crucible perks, but if you want to take it in there, Lone Wolf is definitely what you want to go for. Now these are the options we have for the second perk. We have Burning Ambition, Binary Orbit, Incandescent, Harmony, Chaos Reshape, and lastly Target Lock. And again, we're going to be starting with PvE, and you actually have quite a lot of choices when it comes to PvE. But let's first start with the Solar Synergy, aka Burning Ambition, and also Incandescent. Now both of these perks can be really good, just depending on what you're trying to get from them. If you're trying to get just a bit more ad clear, that goes along with your weapon, then Incandescent is going to be the go-to. Every time you get a kill, it makes a big explosion that damages enemies and also spreads Scorch to enemies. And the more powerful enemies, the bigger the explosion that you actually make with the perk. And if you're just trying to make this an even more effective accurate weapon, then this is what you want to go for. And of course, it pairs up really well with Heal Clip, just making explosions, constantly healing you. It is like the classic solar combo. Now the other one is going to be Burning Ambition. Whenever you do sustained damage, you scorch targets, and whenever you do damage to scorch targets, you scorch them some more. This one is all about creating ignitions, but I actually kind of prefer using this perk when you already have some other way of actually just initially scorching targets. So this perk, I feel like it works better if you're already on a solar build that's scorching a bunch of things, and you can use this weapon to just trigger those big ignitions. Not to actually apply the scorch, just to finish applying enough stacks where you can just start blowing everything up. And I feel like if you use it this way, Burning Ambition is actually a really good perk. But you definitely have to build into it. It's not like Incandescent that just on its own, it's pretty good. But I feel like the payout can be actually even higher than something like Incandescent. And if you're not going to go for one of the solar ones, then you're pretty much just looking for Chaos Reshape. Now this is the perk that was on the HSL Bayesian weapons. And I knew that we were eventually going to see it at some point because it's been like a year. And that's usually how long it takes for some of those raid exclusive weapons to make their way into the pool. But I didn't expect it to be on this Solstice weapons. This is one of the best perks in the game. It's essentially just like Frenzy, but even better with a higher damage buff and with built-in healing. This weapon is going to gain bonus damage when you're in combat for an extended amount of time, and whenever you remain in combat, it gives you a second, even stronger version of the perk. At 1 stack, you're going to get a 20% damage increase, and at 2 stacks, you're going to get a whopping 35% damage increase. And it's also going to give you a burst of healing every 7 seconds, so you're constantly going to be healing and running around with that 35% damage increase, which is one of the highest ones that you can get, especially for just being in combat. You don't really have to do anything special. You 100% want Chaos Reshape for this weapon. If you're not going for the Solar Synergy, always go with Chaos Reshape. There's nothing that's going to be as good as this, unless you're talking about the Crucible. And that's the next thing that we're going to be taking a look at, because there's really only one perk when it comes to the Crucible. You want Target Lock. Target Lock is going to increase the consistency of this weapon. As long as you remain on target, it's going to take one less headshot to actually reach that optimal TTK. So even if you end up missing a shot and instead hit a body, that's okay, because you're going to be killing people just the same. The consistency you get with Target Lock just cannot be overlooked. It makes the weapon so much better. And if you like using SMGs a lot, especially these lightweight frame SMGs in the Crucible, you're definitely gonna love this one. This plus a Lone Wolf or some Heal Clip is definitely gonna make this a very good SMG in the Crucible. And now let's move on and let's actually talk about some God rolls. What should you be looking for in the Crucible and for PvE? And since we kind of already mentioned the Crucible choices, let's just start with the Crucible. And for the Crucible, you're looking for Lone Wolf plus Target Lock, or Heal Clip plus Target Lock. I think both of those perks are going to be the best ones, and the ones that you should be looking for when it comes to this SMG. Now for PvE, you're definitely going to have a lot more choices. You have, of course, the classic combo of Heal Clip plus Incandescent. That's going to be fantastic. You can also pair up Heal Clip plus Chaos Reshape to get in more healing, more survivability, while still keeping that big 35% damage increase. Or you can go for something like Burning Ambition plus Demolitionist. Demolitionist plus Incandescent is going to work pretty well. Or Chaos Reshape Demolitionist is also going to be a really good role. All of these roles work with Demolitionist. It's just such a good perk all around that you can pretty much just slap it on any perk and it's going to end up being pretty good. And lastly, Attrition Orbs plus Chaos Reshape I think is also going to be a pretty good choice, and definitely something you can make work on this weapon. You still have that healing, you still have the big damage buff, and now you have all those orbs you're going to be making with Attrition Orbs. And those are going to be the roles that I recommend that you guys go for. But let me know in the comments below, what are you going to be going for? What is the role that you're going to be looking for in this SMG? And now we're going to be keeping this last part pretty short, because I'm sure you guys can pretty much tell this is probably the best solar SMG in the game right now. It has some really good perks, and it has Chaos Reshape. Chaos Reshape is just such a good perk for PvE that it's going to be hard to ever top this perk, unless another SMG also has Chaos Reshape. And now that tier weapons drop with multiple perks, it's going to be very easy to get a good roll on this weapon, just because of the amount of different perks that are really good. And right now I hear that tier 5s are dropping even for people around 300 power. So if you're around 300 power and if you're thinking if you should jump into the event, definitely do it because you're going to be walking away with tier 5 weapons, tier 5 armor, and even if you're around 200, I still hear that people are getting tier 3 and tier 4 drops, so it's also going to be pretty good for you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, hopefully you guys like it. Good luck getting a good SMG. Like I said, this one's going to be a good one for a while, so definitely try to get a good one. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care everyone, have a good rest of the day. Peace.